That all down, we got a bunch of stuff we need to talk about here today, so let's get things started with this. One of my all-time favorite movies. The movie that holds, I believe, the single funniest moment in movie history is Spaceballs. Now, Lone Star, you'll see that evil will always triumph because good is dumb. I still think it's the funniest moment ever. I've never laughed harder in a movie, probably never will. Now, you guys remember there was news a while ago that they were going to try to do Spaceballs 2. We got all excited, but we haven't really heard anything about it since and started kind of doubt. Well, now there's big news about Spaceballs 2. As Deadline is now reporting that Lone Star, Bill Pullman, and Dark Helmet himself, who has been retired from acting on screen for decades, Rick Moranis, are both returning for Spaceballs 2, and Keke Palmer, I like her a lot, is also joining it. The folks at Deadline wrote the following. Bill Pullman and Rick Moranis are set to reprise their respective roles as Lone Star and Dark Helmet in the new Spaceballs movie from Amazon MGM Studios, with Keke Palmer from One of Them Days joining the cast, sources tell Deadline. Amazon declined to comment on the character details for Palmer as it's under wraps, as is the sequel's plot. The addition of Moranis is particularly striking, as the good Canadian kid and actor hasn't been seen much on screen for decades. As announced this morning, the original film's director and star, Mel Brooks, will also be featured in the cast, once again reprising his role as Yogurt. Slated for release in theaters in 2027, the film has been described by those who have not yet read the script as a non-prequel, non-reboot sequel part 2, but with reboot elements franchise expansion film. Which, I mean, that seems to be all the craze these days, is those ones. That's great. All right. Number of things jump out at me here. Number one, committed to theatrical. Super glad about that. I don't know that Spaceballs 2 is going to make a lot of money. I'm just being honest with you, but I will be there, and I will be there to watch it in theaters. Number two, I think Keke Palmer's great. So I'm kind of excited she's on there. Number three is, and Jonathan and I were talking about this morning, Mel Brooks is coming back. You best shoot soon. I mean, Mel Brooks is 98 years old. You know, we were talking about how amazing is it that he is 98 and still so sharp that he is still literally writing and producing. Like, he's still completely sharp and still going to come back and play Yogurt again. I'm excited about that. I think that's great. But again, the headline story here is Bill Pullman and of course, Rick Moranis, who the only thing I've seen Rick Moranis in lately, Rob, was he agreed to do a commercial with Ryan Reynolds for Mint Mobile as a fellow Canadian. That was it. That's the first time I've seen him on a screen in like forever. So I couldn't be more excited about this. I'm hesitant to call historically Spaceballs a spoof film. It is in a way, but it's also just its own, more of a slapstick comedy than anything else. But still, it's one of my favorites of all time, obviously because I'm also pretty predisposed to Star Wars. Sadly, of course, John Candy won't be returning as Bartholomew. Coincidentally, we're just talking about Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds' new documentary about John Candy.
Oh, I want to see that.
Coming out at TIFF.
Yeah. I Like Me.
Yeah, I Like Me. I'm very excited. We've been talking about that for years. I'm looking forward to seeing that one too. Anyway, Rob, Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money, is indeed finally coming. Which part of this news kind of stands out to you the most?
Well, all of it means that we're going to get a movie that's better than The Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
And that makes
undoubtedly
me happy. But I will bet you $1 million, John, that John Candy will return as some kind of an AI Force ghost, and they will make a joke out of it.
I don't know if they'll do that.
They've got to do it. They've got it. Come on, if Harold Ramis can come back in a Ghostbusters sequel.
I mean, wouldn't people be screaming that would be disrespectful?
No, because they'll turn it into will be the point.
Not if his family trust is behind it. Like if
that's true. If John Candy's family comes in and says, we want you to do this, John would love it.
We've seen the script. We know what they're trying to do here. He would love it. Yeah.
What was the name of Lone Star's ship again? The Winnebago? I can't remember what the name of it was, but he's going to have some kind of portrait of Barf in there somewhere,
of course,
something like
of
that.
Course.
Yeah.
But there's got to be some kind of commuting with a Force ghost. But look, for the people that love this franchise, and I think the video announcement they made, the YouTube video that had the text,
Yeah.
that was funny.
Yeah,
I mean, that was really, really funny. And
Eagle 5.
Eagle 5 was the
Eagle
name
5.
of the
and
Winnebago,
if they can maintain that level of humor, I think bring it on.
It's hard because doing that kind of humor today is, I haven't seen anybody do that kind of humor today. As a matter of fact, it's the only thing that I'm a little bit nervous about the new Liam Neeson Police Squad movie, because it looks hilarious, but I haven't seen anybody do that kind of comedy today very well. So I'm a little nervous about that.
If this works, maybe Mel Brooks will make a sequel to Blazing Saddles.
I'd be all
because
for it.
we really need that today.
Yes, we do.
But no, I think this is great news. And again, it's another great move by Amazon MGM. I mean, I really love seeing this. They're really having fun with it. After seeing the fact that they're leaning into Masters of the Universe and what we saw at CinemaCon is very exciting. The fact that they're doing this, I mean, they're between Project Hail Mary, which is my most eagerly awaited movie of the next 2 years, and what they are doing, Crime 101, the Don Winslow adaptation with Chris Hemsworth. I am so excited by what they're doing over at MGM.
They definitely
Amazon.
had one of the most interesting presentations at
100%.
CinemaCon this year.
And they're committed to theatrical, and the fact that they're doing this, I mean, like we've seen Axel F, we saw Coming to America 2. None of these movies, they were all streaming, direct to streaming. I think there is when you're making a theatrical movie,
Right.
a movie that's going to be in theaters, philosophically, there's going to be a way people, I think, change the way that you're shooting differently, you're thinking
right.
differently, knowing this is going to go before an audience. And I think that that's really great for this. And you know what? We don't get many comedies theatrically anymore.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I hope it's good.
I'm so stoked for this. We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Stitch Fix. Guys, you know I love movies, but you also know I have absolutely no fashion sense, and I absolutely hate shopping for my clothes. But thankfully, I have found a better way. Stitch Fix online personal styling makes it easy. With Stitch Fix, I get a stylist who understands my style, size, and budget, and they do all the shopping for me. Because look, shopping and figuring out style can be overwhelming, especially for somebody like me. When it comes to getting dressed, I don't even know where to start, to be honest. That's why I love having a Stitch Fix stylist. They really know what works for me. I get pieces that make me look great, and it's a real confidence boost. You just give your stylist your size, style, and budget preferences. You get to order boxes when you want and how you want, no subscription required. They send you personalized pieces, and the fit is always on point. No stores, no crowds, no stress. Just personalized looks that you will love. So guys, make style easy. Get started today at stitchfix.com/Campea. That's stitchfix.com/Campea. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Bill Pullman and Rick Moranis are coming back as Lone Star and Dark Helmet. The movie is coming in 2027, so they say it's going to be theatrical. What are you most looking forward to about it? Have you even seen the original Spaceballs? It's an older film. I know probably a bunch of you guys haven't seen it yet. It's awesome. Anyway, whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.